So rather, I will continue my, not what I would say the speeches, rather the discussions with something else, taking along with us the mood. Here again, the mood will come through the paintings of the European painters. We cannot ignore the European painters when we are talking about paintings, because the Renaissance period, which has shown, rather, which has taught us how to paint the realistic painting. Before Renaissance period, all we know that the paintings were being a little bit funny type. It was rather being hard, and all these things were there. But during the period of Renaissance, the paintings became lively and became has given new dimensions as far as the world of painting is concerned. So let us switch over to the paintings of the European master painters. And here we are not taking the mythological character. Now we are just shifting towards the characters or the subjects which are generally seen by us in our local areas or in our society or here and there. As I am talking about the paintings of the European painters, here is a beautiful example of a master painter, Leonardo da Vinci, has taken a lady as his subject, and here we can see the jubilancy, the joyful atmosphere of that particular character in this particular painting. Probably when Da Vinci was making this particular painting, actually took a long lot of times, number of days to create this particular painting. But through that period of time, he must be was in a very good mood, because he has created this particular painting with lots of his delicacy, as well as the master himself was involved in this particular painting. Let us take part by part of this particular painting. See the color that has been used in the body of the painting. The European color, of course, the skin color of an European lady. Of course it is fair, but still this particular color has got a beautiful, glossy and rather a happy mood which has been created in this particular painting. To glorify, rather I would use this particular word glorify, though it has got another meaning, but as far as this particular painting is concerned, I don't find any other word but glorify. To glorify this particular character, Da Vinci has created a background which is also representing a beautiful scenery which represents the mood of the painter while he was painting the particular painting of Mona Lisa. So we can see once again that the mood has got a very important part while a painter is doing a painting. It can be a masterpiece, it can't be a masterpiece, but all the time mood is playing a very important role. Now I am going to talk about another master painter of Renaissance period, Vincent van Gogh. I know most of the viewers, they know this particular name. The most, rather I would say, versatile artist, one of the most, I don't say the most, one of the most versatile artist of that period of time, the Renaissance period, Vincent van Gogh. Here is a painting of Vincent van Gogh. Let us see the painting first, then we will talk about it. This is a painting of Vincent van Gogh. A chair, a cot, little bit of things on the chair, a wall, a door. That's it. Just see the simple things can create a masterpiece. Here again comes the mood. We cannot avoid it, because when the particular painter was painting this particular painting, perhaps he was in not a very good mood. Now I am going to contradict myself with a little bit of that particular point, that is using of colors. As far as the history of this particular painting, Van Gogh was in a very bad condition when he created this particular painting. But here we can see that he has used very jubilant colors, especially yellow, lemon yellow, ochre yellow, bluish grey, greenish blue. All these kind of paintings, all these kind of colors have been depicted, have been used in this particular painting. But as far as we know that when he was doing this particular painting, his condition as an artist was not very stable. So perhaps his mind was not very stable too. He was in not very good mood. But still he has created a painting with vibrating colors. So now I would like to say something about this particular thing. Not only when an artist in a bad mood, he will use gloomy colors. Not only when an artist in a good mood, he will use jubilant colors. It can be totally different. When an artist in a very good mood, he can create or she can create a painting which will represent a melancholy atmosphere, which can represent a very gloomy atmosphere, and vice versa. Here, the very good example of that particular thing, Van Gogh created this particular painting when he was perhaps not in a very good mood, but at the same time he has used beautiful bright colors to depict the painting on the canvas. So let us talk about a little bit about this particular painting, Van Gogh's Chair. This particular painting is world famous as Van Gogh's Chair. Though Van Gogh has created, rather had created, but I would prefer to say has created, because Van Gogh is still there within ourselves even after his death. Van Gogh's Chair represents the beautiful colors, the jubilant colors, everything is there, and the simplicity of this particular painting represent that with a very simple thing, a masterpiece can be created. This is the unique part of this particular painting, and that's what attracts the art lovers as well as the other painters throughout the world. Let us talk about another master painter of Europe. He was world famous as a German painter, though his mother was a Swiss lady, but he is world famous as a German painter. His name is Klee. The art lovers probably have known this particular name very well. Here we have a beautiful painting of Klee. Let us see the painting first, then we will discuss about it. This is the painting. The name of this particular painting is, as we see, Red Balloon. Here again, the same word which I have repeatedly using, the mood, has come. See the red balloon in this particular painting alone flowing up in the air. If we can define it in that way, the red balloon represents a person who is alone, who has got no one there with himself or herself. The painter has got perhaps in such a condition of mood when he has created this particular red balloon painting. Here, the red balloon can be personified as a human being when he is alone, though his outer dresses or his outer mood can reflect the gorgeousness or joy, but he might be or she might be in a sorrowful mood. So from the mood of the painters, we are transferring to the mood of the painting. It is related, interrelated. Mood of the painter as well as mood of the painting. Here I am transferring to the mood of the painting. Now see, the mood of the painting. Here the bright colors as well as the dark colors has been splendidly used by the great master Klee. And he has created a painting which actually, when we see at a glance, reflects in our mind a beautiful colored painting. As I am saying that, though the vibrant colors yellow, red, deep red, black, everything is there in this particular painting, and as a whole, this particular painting is actually representing the vibrant colors. As I have talked about previously, when a painter uses vibrating colors, they actually are in good mood. Here, perhaps it was not. The painting actually representing a loneliness of a person. This particular balloon, if we personify it as a human being, is alone with nobody else to support the particular one. Well, now I am going to talk about an artist who is being known throughout the world. Everybody knows his name, Pablo Picasso. Now I am going to talk about one of his masterpieces. Rather, as far as Picasso is concerned, he said that it is the best painting he has ever made. The main name of this particular painting is Guernica. Let us see the painting first, then we will talk about this particular painting. It has got a unique part by itself. Let us see the painting first. Guernica by Pablo Picasso. This is the painting as a whole. This particular painting has got two colors. It is called monochromatic painting. Rather, the colors are only white and black. Little bit of ash color has been used. I mean, the darker shade of black as well as little bit of off-black shades. So it can be taken as a monochromatic painting. No colors have been used. Here comes the mastery of a great master. Without using any color, he has depicted the sadness, the grief, the what shall I say, the agony of human being. As we know, the World War has got a big effect in the mind of this great master, and he created this particular painting to show the violence, the agony, the destructive characters of human being, which is there within the sapiens. Here in this particular painting, the full of energy is there, no doubt about it. The energy level is very high in this particular painting. It is in black and a little bit of whitish gray. But this particular painting has got the mood of, shall I say, an atmosphere that represents the terror, that represents the panic which was being created during the World War. And of course, as the style of Pablo Picasso, the juggling with the form of the figures is very much there. The distortion of different characters, the distortion of human being as well as the distortion of the animals is there. Again the word comes mood. The mood of the painter when he was creating this particular painting was not at all in a very nice one, because as his great speeches as far as this particular painting is concerned, if we take a little bit of it, he was very much hearted, he was very much shocked by seeing the destruction of the world war that has got a huge effect on human life. And after that he created this particular painting. This particular famous painting of Guernica by Picasso represents the mood of the painter without even using any color. Previously I have talked about the use of colors which is merging with the mood of the painter. Here the color is black and white, though black is itself a color, white itself a color, but as far as paintings or even in photography is concerned, we don't take it as colors, we always call black and white. Here the master painter has created the agony, the gloominess, the terror, all sorts of negative character in human being as well as in the atmosphere through black and white, and that is the mastery of this particular painting. So I'd rather say that not only with colors we can create agony, we can create jubilancy, we can also create agony or jubilancy through black and white. This is a very good example of that particular thing, the painting of Pablo Picasso. Well, our next artist, about whose work I'm going to rather talk about, is no one but Georgia O'Keeffe, an American artist. She can be taken as one of the best ever produced women artists in the world up till now. Among the women artists, those are not very seldom seen in the field of art. Women artists are not very commonly known throughout the world. Of course there are lots, but Georgia O'Keeffe can be taken as one of the most famous artists of the world. She belongs to America, and her painting most of the time has always represented something unique and which is very different. Let us see the painting first, then we will talk about the particular painting. This is the painting of Georgia O'Keeffe. Perhaps the viewers might be a little bit confused. What is that? Something use of colors, as I am talking about the mood of the artist. Something use of colors just haphazardly being painted on the canvas? No. It is nothing but a flower. A flower that we everyday see in our country and of course in their countries too. The beauty of this particular painting is that the beautiful colors of that particular flower has been rather magnified and been portrayed, rather been depicted on the canvas. Look at this particular point where this particular color of yellow is merging with this violet. This particular portion of the painting is the sign of a master painter. So again the mood that we have talking about right through the mood of the artist has been represented over here through the natural thing. As we have talked about in the previous part, the natural things always plays a very important role in the form of painting as a subject. Here again, the natural thing which has been rather depicted in a bit unnatural way, as because the flower has been magnified, and that is why it is looking like a little bit abstract form of painting. The form of painting we will discuss in some other time, but it can be called a little bit of abstract form of painting with beautiful vibrant colors. It doesn't mean that the painter, when she painted this particular painting, was in a very good mood. As I said when I was discussing about Picasso, when I was discussing about Van Gogh, it doesn't mean that she was in a very good mood, but she has represented that particular painting in a such a way that when the viewers will have a look at this particular painting, will always be happy, will get something which will make them happy, which will make them think positive when they will have a look at this beautiful creation of Georgia O'Keeffe. So dear friends, as we have talked about different parts of paintings, different aspects of paintings, we will continue on this particular parts as it will go on. But I must say in between one thing that is very important for those who are looking at this particular episodes. It is that there are numerous paintings in the world. We could have show you a little bit of it. It is not possible to show all the paintings. So you must see these episodes number of times. That will give you, rather increase the interest about painting within yourselves, and that will enhance the aesthetic ability within yourself. At the same time, that will create an interest within yourself to see the paintings of different painters. Not only these paintings, the other paintings too. So I would rather prescribe, I won't say prescribe, it is something technical word, rather it comes medical word. It is not being connected to painting. Rather I will ask you to go through these particular videos for a number of times. Otherwise you will not be able to get it properly. You will not be able to put it within your mind, and through mind it will go to your heart, and when it will get it into your heart, you will able to be get the essence of this particular episodes, and that will create an interest within yourselves about painting.